Hello YouTube, this is Frank, and this is January 26, 2023, and this is my 64th video and my first Libre Computer video, and today's topic is the Libre Potato, and that's a board with that processor in there. And let's just look at how to set up, how I set up my Libre Potato, and I will be using Armbian. I bought these about 2 or 3 years ago, and I never have used them. And I finally got them out and started using them. And I have not purchased any Raspberry Pis in the last 2 years. They've been in short supply, and it's kind of hard to get those, and they're kind of expensive right now. Now to use a good power supply with it uses a micro USB power supply like you see on the Raspberry Pi 3s, and I like the rocker power to turn it on and off. An SD card, you need an SD. Well, I use an SD card. And I'll usually look for the V30 on mine. There's a V30 right there. And I use Rufus to write those images to an SD card. Before I got into these single board computers, I used Rufus and Rawrite to write my Linux images. And I've got an Adafruit 954 serial cable. Earl was the one that told me about Adafruit. And I use a Cudy WU1300. It's actually, I think it's the model number is WU1300, and it uses the Realtek 8812BU chip, and that just now started supporting that in the Linux kernel, 6.2 kernel, so you don't have to compile any of the drivers. Also, now I do have some Cat 5 and Cat 6 Ethernet cables. They come in handy. You need an HDMI cable. I'm going to be using Armbian because that's now this is in January. The Linux has not been, the 6.2 kernel has not been released. It's on the release candidate 3 right now. Well, the ones that I've got is release candidate 3. So it's not, I guess it's kind of in the testing stage. And when an USB hub, I use that for my mouse and my keyboard. And guitar picks, that might come in handy. Now, I do not use a wall charger. I have in the past, but I don't use those anymore for my single board computers. I don't use that TP-Link, one of those older TP-Link Wi-Fi dongles. I used to use them, but I don't anymore. I use that Cudy now. And when we connect up the wires to our board, we're going to try not to pry these connectors because they'll snap off the board right there. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, now I'm going to, that's the website for for the Libre computer, and those are the products that they got right there. I think what 5 of those boards, and I bought a Libre Potato, a Tritium H5, and a Renegade over there. I just now started playing with the Potato. And there's the page for the Potato. Now these are the operating systems that you can download for the Potato. They support Ubuntu and Raspbian on the Libre website, but there's a whole bunch of operating systems there, and there's more than that you can run on it. They do have a page on setting up the Potato. We'll come back to this right here. There's that page on Amazon. They're $35 for those potatoes, and that's for the 2 gigabyte model. The 1 big gigabyte is $30. And that's Rufus. That's the one I've been using that for years to write my images on for Linux. And I used just when I started doing my single board computers. That's what I use for single board computers. You can download it, and it just runs. You just click on that, and it runs. You don't have to install it. That's that serial cable that I use, and that's the. And this is the Wi-Fi dongle that I've been using. I've been using this for 2 or 3 years, and I use that on my Windows and my Linux machines, and I'm going to be using that on these my Potato today. See, this one is what, $13. Let's see here, and I'm going to be using Armbian. Now, there's the download right there. Now they've got a number of boards that they support. Now I counted the number of rows. I counted 20 rows, and there's 1, 2. So that's 82 boards that they you can run Armbian on. I believe there's the potatoes right there, and that's what I'll be using. I do have a page there for my SD card. This is on Wikipedia. Now I usually get the class 3 with the V30 for my SD cards. So let's see here now what we got. I don't want to adjust my camera right here. All right. The January 26th, first video on Libre. Let me see here now. It's similar to a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. That's the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. And this is the Potato right here. The Potato, this one right here, and that's the Raspberry Pi 3. And they'll kind of fit in the same case. You got to be careful though. I'll show you what I mean. There's let's see here now. I'm gonna see if I can change the focus here. Did I do it? Yeah. Let's see. It's got a Wi-Fi. I mean a infrared receiver thing right there. That kind of sticks up above the board, and you got to be careful on the cases, your Raspberry Pi cases, because that thing will kind of rises above the board, and it won't fit some of the cases. Now it does have a UART connector right there for the serial cable. That's for that Adafruit 954. Let's see. Now, let me see if I can switch that focus back. Let's see now. Yeah, it was a UART. There's no camera port on the thing like on a Raspberry Pi. There's a camera port right there, but there's no camera port on the Potato. And there's no Wi-Fi. There's a Wi-Fi thing right there on the Raspberry Pi, but there's not. You don't got one on a Potato, but you got got an Ethernet port right there, or you can put a Wi-Fi dongle right there. Let's see. We need a good power supply, and I use a Raspberry Pi 3, and this is what I'm talking about with the rocker arm. If you mesh it towards the outlet it's on, and if you mash it close, towards the power supply, it's closed, so you can visibly see that it's whether it's off or on. Going towards the power, going towards that outlet right there, it's on and off. Anyway, I prefer the rocker arm. Now here's another kind. See this one right here, it's got a push button. You just mash that button from off and on, and it's for me it's kind of hard to tell whether, just looking at it, whether it's off or on. I think that does have a light right there, but that's another variation right there. Now, I have in the past, used these wall chargers like you get for your cell phones, but it does have the correct amps on there for the Potato, but they're really not made to be a power supply for these small computer boards. There's another one right there. But I kind of don't use those. I use a Raspberry Pi 3 power supply. Let's see now what we got. An SD card. And I use, if it's got the V30 on there, the V30A1. let's see, is that there? B30 A1 U3 there. That's what I buy. And that's from the Walmarts. I've been using these for years, and well, they recommend Samsung and SanDisk, but I've been using those from the Walmarts and have not had any problems. Oh yeah, there it is, U3 V3. Rufus, I use Rufus to write my images. Adafruit. Earl was the one that told me about Adafruit. Now there's that cable, the serial cable. It plugs in right there to those to that UART. See that UART right there? And I do use that. Let's see now. Yeah, here's, got it spelled a little better here. This is what I've been using for several years now. It's the Cudy WU, model number is WU1300, and it's got that Realtek 8812BU chip in it, and they just started supporting that in the Linux 6.2 kernel. Now, Linux 6.2 is, they have not released that. They're going to release that in February. So I'm using the release candidate for this right here, because I like this. I like that. It works on Windows 10 and Linux, but I like the performance of that thing. For $12 or $13. Let me see now. Cat 5 and Cat 6 cable. This is it right here. I get these too from the Walmarts. Cat 5, the Cat 6 right there. Cat 6. I used to have some of these around because I used to kind of want to play with the Ethernet port. Let's see now. HDMI cable. Let's see, do I have one? Yeah, here's one right here. I got those. Been using these from the Walmarts. Let's see. Armbian Linux. Yeah, now, let me kind of go back to that web page for the Armbian. Now here it is right there. Libre Potato. So you mash on that one. Now these are the I'm gonna have to, oops. I forgot to move my camera back. There's the potato is right there. You just mash on it. Now these are the normal distributions that they got right here. That's kernel 5.19. I want the kernel that they the 6.2 kernel, and that's down here at the bottom of the page. You have to go down here to the bottom, and that's it right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's at the bottom of the page, and that's that rolling weekly release that they got right there. That's where I get the Linux 6.2 from. Go to the bottom of this, the potato page. All right, let me get back over here. You kind of move my camera down. All right, now, that was Armbian. Let's see, the next one is a hub. Now I use a if your computer does not have a well, now I use these hubs right here. Plug my keyboard and my mouse into those things because I've got several of these computers all over the house, and I just bring the whole thing with me. I think I got a here. I've been using several different over the years, several different hubs, but I kind of like the one from the Walmarts. That's the one from the Walmarts. Let's see here now. Guitar picks. Now, if you want to get into these cases right here, let me move this right here out of the way. If you want to get into these cases, it's nice to have a guitar pick. So you put these, you got those tabs in there, and you just kind of slide it through there. Get it under a tab, and see what it keeps that tab open. Because otherwise, when you're messing with these things, see, you get one tab open, then you try to work on this one, and that one closes. So you get you some guitar clips, and they don't mar up your plastic. You just kind of work them in there. See that tab right there, and then you just kind of work that board out of there. Oops. And we need one right here. This tab over here is kind of hard to come out. Yeah, there we go. And there we got the case off of there. And I use those guitar picks for that. I'm going to snap this. Well, let me see. While I got this case open, see right here. Where's my pen? That infrared sensor right there at the end of the potato board. A lot of times those cases, you got to be careful. You see that right there? It won't fit over that IR sensor. Let me see here now. You see that thing right? The IR sensor, it sticks up above the board, and it won't let the case close right there. So be careful about what cases you get. Let me put this over here. Here's a case right here. It's kind of open. It's kind of open right there. And you just put your board on here, and it'll snap closed right there. Now that's one kind of case that will fit, because it don't have that thing to keep your IR, the infrared sensor, from closing. Let's see now what we got next. SD card reader. If you don't have an SD card reader, you got to have one to flash your SD cards. And this one from the Walmart, it's kind of slow, but I've used it. Laptops usually have a good SD card reader and writer. So let's see what we got here now. Yeah, do not use. I don't use these wall chargers anymore for my power. I use use my Raspberry Pi power supplies. Yeah, now those old TP-Link Wi-Fi dongles. I don't use those anymore. I use my Cudy. It's a lot faster and it's just a couple of $2 or $3 more than the old TP-Link. But I like that one. And when we connect up the wires to the potato, be careful about putting your wires in here, because those connectors can snap off. Now, my instructor in the microcontroller class said to pinch these connectors when you're putting those wires in there, and don't twist them or rotate them or try to pry them off of there. And there's that the IR sensor. It won't fit in some of your Raspberry Pi cases. So let's see now. If I believe I got my thing. I can set it up right here. This is my HDMI cable. So you kind of pinch the connector, hold it firmly, and push it in there. And this is my connector, my power supply. And this is the one with the rocker arm. I see. I know it's off right there because I can see that. You know, it's rocked to the off position, and you just put hold that connector. Trying to get it straight in. Okay, like that right there. And here's my Wi-Fi dongle. That's that Cudy Wi-Fi dongle. And I'm going to take my Raspberry Pi keyboard and everything. I'm just going to put it over here on my potato. I'm holding it right here. So I'm holding it with things. I don't try to pry it in there. And they got me an Armbian my Wi-Fi card and my SD card there. Meshing in there. All right, then we'll see if it works. Let's see here now. All right, let me plug this here electricity in. You got to plug the power in. All right, let me see if that'll work. Yeah, there's that the power lights right there. Yeah, so here it comes. See, now I'm using Armbian, and I got that Wi-Fi dongle right there. That's in Linux 6.2, and they got support in the kernel. And all you got to do is put your Wi-Fi, put that Cudy in there. Let me turn this thing right here up. And it's pretty much that's pretty much that's pretty much all there is to it to get in that Potato set up. I'll just let it run now. It takes a few minutes for it to boot it. That's a fresh install card right there, so it may take a few minutes right here. But that's what I got right here. That's my video for today. So thank you for watching. We'll try to have some more of these.